Hey everyone, Meagle Reviews here. It is White Rice Wednesday, which means time for my Survivor recap. Holy mother of God, I'm still out of breath from that episode. I legit was having an anxiety attack watching it, and wow. So, basically, I missed the first couple minutes because the Wi-Fi wasn't working at home. So, Nick was pissed that he was blindsided, and now he feels like he's on the bottom, which he kind of is. I mean, he did have an alliance with Yul, Wendell, and Michelle, but now Yul and Wendell are gone, so now all he really has is Michelle. Well, now he also has Jeremy, too, so. But, yeah, and then the theme this episode, people are starting to think that Adam is annoying. I don't think that at all. I never would have thought this, and this is where the whole anxiety thing first started. Adam mentioned how he noticed at the last tribal council that on Jeff's podium there was a symbol that was the same as Denise's idol. So he thought, could that possibly be an idol? I never would have thought that, but oh my God, that would be historic. Never in the history of Survivor in these 40 seasons has an idol ever been hidden at tribal in plain sight. So people can say what they want about Adam, but you have to give him credit for one, as I've said in many videos, being self-aware. Two, for even noticing that could potentially be an idol. And three will come later. We'll talk about that later. But I kept thinking to myself, how would he go about that? Because it's not like when Wentworth found an idol underneath the shelter. You could just go underneath the shelter when people were in the water. It's in plain sight. There's nowhere that you can hide around. They'll see you get up and get it. It's different than in a challenge where you could just crouch down, or you can move your hand like this. So yeah, that mind-blowing to me. So we got to see a reward challenge. The reward challenge, they were playing for Chinese food. I'm not a big Chinese food fan. However, I'm more of a Chipotle fan, so maybe a suggestion for future seasons, maybe play for some burritos. I love Chipotle burritos. But anyway, they had to swim out, and then they had to retrieve this bag with fish. It was these puzzle pieces, and then they had to get them on this hook and bring it back. Once they brought it back, they took it off and they solved a puzzle, and it honestly looked evenly matched, but ended up being the blue tribe that won, which consisted of Ben, Sarah, Sophie, Kim. I'm missing somebody. I can't put my finger on it right now. But what was mind-blowing about that is there were two teams of 5, and so one person had to sit out, and it was a schoolyard pick, so whoever wasn't chosen didn't get a chance at reward. And they chose Denise wasn't chosen. I'm like, why the hell would you not put Denise in a challenge if she's not good in the water? Which I think Denise is personally good at everything this season. Put her at the puzzle. So one of the highlights of tonight, which I think everyone will agree with, was Sarah actually gave up her reward, and she gave it to Nick, claiming that it was his birthday. Now, Sarah seems like a genuine person. If you are loyal to her and her alliance, she'll take care of you. But from a viewer standpoint, that looks strategic to me, and she was trying to tell everybody that, this was genuine. And the way she was describing it to Jeff, her overall tone of voice, you could tell she was trying to not, I wouldn't say fabricate something, but she was trying to get a story straight. And everybody at camp thought the same thing. They thought that she was playing for strategy. I mean, Sarah very well could have, played it because it was Nick's birthday. It very well could have been a strategic move, right place at the right time. Nick then doesn't believe that he owes Sarah anything, but we all know in Survivor, subconsciously, when this type of thing happens, you kind of feel like you're obligated to work with someone at least once, or you owe them. Even Jeremy brought up, because I remember him and Natalie in San Juan del Sur, they were giving up rewards left and right, and they ended up getting voted out. Well, Jeremy ended up getting voted out anyway. So I feel like it depends on the person and who they're giving it to. Some of them could very well be genuine, but 90% of the time it's a strategic move. So we get to the immunity challenge, and it's basically stand on the pyramid, and intervals you go up, and you eventually have to like stand on top of the like pyramid type thing while it's wobbling in the water. And it ended up being Kim that won immunity. So congrats, Kim, on winning that immunity. I was so glad you beat Ben at that. So at camp, a bunch of names are being thrown out there. Adam's name's being thrown out there because they don't feel like they can trust Adam. Nick's name's being thrown out there because he's kind of like a wild card. Like he's kind of just basically on the outs, and he's like the easier vote. Then Adam suggests Sarah's name being voted out, and that just goes to show what Jeremy said before, that puts a target on your back when you give rewards away. So in a way, Sarah kind of brought that on herself in a way, but she always knows what she's doing, so I trust Sarah. But everyone's telling everyone, my name's thrown out, this one threw your name out, this one this, la 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 la. And Adam and Ben had a tense conversation at one point that it just seems like we're seeing a lot of what happened with Ben in his season, that he's paranoid, and he is paranoid to the extreme right now, and I feel like he's trying to light the match that's going to ignite the fight between him and Adam, because I feel like he's trying to take the target off his back and put it on Adam's. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an Adam fan. I've seen at least a couple episodes where it seems like he's just adding fuel to the fire, and he's just very cocky, and I don't like him. So it's very hard to talk to someone when they're very paranoid. So nobody knows who's going home. At Tribal Council, Nick brings up how he feels like he's not treated like a real Survivor player. I'm thinking, well, I mean, it's a different case when you're out there, but from the viewer standpoint, it doesn't look like he's doing much. It looks like Nick's kind of in the shadows. So I described it last week, how he's like a lion waiting to pounce. Like he's just in the bushes waiting, and then when it's time to make the right move, he'll, jump out of the bush. And they were talking about how they couldn't get anything straight, and then Ben and Adam, as I predicted, went at it. Adam said to Ben like he can't work with him, and Adam said to Ben how he wanted to work with him, but Ben's just very paranoid, and Ben saying to Adam that he can't be trusted. So I keep thinking, is this going to be a tie somehow? Is Adam going to play the idol? So when Jeff says those words, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. My heart is literally jumping out of my chest watching this. I'm like, oh my God. Adam actually gets up and he goes to pull. I'm like, oh my God. He can't get it out. I'm thinking, could it possibly be an idol still? And Jeff says, you think this is an idol? He said, this would be historic. So I'm like, oh my God, this is an idol. This is an idol. And Jeff said, unfortunately, that is not a hidden immunity idol. And it ended up being Adam that got sent home. I mean, you definitely have to give Adam credit for for spotting that, and even having the guts to go and try to play that. I mean, even though it turned out not to be an idol, I mean, when you know your name is being thrown out there and you could potentially be sent home, you gotta take the shot. And yeah, so I'm very sad to see Adam go, but it's a game. Everyone knows it's a game. I'm sure people on the edge are gonna have stuff to say about Adam's idol at Tribal. So yeah, I hope Adam makes it back in the game. Adam's one of my favorite. No, he is my favorite winner. So yeah, did I agree with some of the moves he made this season? No, I don't have to agree with every move Adam makes, but I'm still a loyal Adam fan, and I just can't help but thinking if that actually was an idol, this would go down as he'd go down as a legend in Survivor history, but this would be literally the best tribal council ever and probably one of the best idol plays. And I still think Sarah's move, I mean, comment down below what you think, if her move was genuine or you think it's strategic. I mean, even Tony called her out on it, saying, what the heck was that? Like, when you think, he basically said, like, when you're thinking emotional like that, that's when your game gets clouded. So, or judgment gets clouded. So, next week it shows that maybe they might want to go after Jeremy because he's an obvious threat out there. Excuse me. Or they might want to break Sarah and Sophie up, and that's a good move, although Sophie has an idol, and I don't remember if Sarah has an idol or not. Comment down below if Sarah does have an idol. So yeah, I hope you guys are all staying safe out there. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's Survivor. If you guys want to check out Survivor, it is on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. on CBS. Till next time, stay regal.